All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Shalom, soulfully elect, and just real quick, pretty much going to be evidence that the elder Yeshua out there in Dallas, I do believe, you know, um, he made a few statements, and this is spiritual because this is something that's been on my mind because having a conversation with certain women, you know, and like I said, it's all spiritual because me personally, I don't get into the scriptures with women. Well, with women, for the most part, this thing of ours, it's for the men, it's for the brothers. So, you know, but every now and then the spirit does get on me to actually, go over a thing or two, um, say certain things to certain women concerning the scriptures, you know, um, and why I pretty much titled this the way that I titled it, as far as slavery and its truth, because that's another thing. Like I said, echoing off of a few things that the elder Yashwamba, a few points that he was making. Because for one, um, again, as the title goes, slavery and its truth, right? Because being in this Western society, you know, um, where everything is dumbed down, docile, weak, effeminate, emotional, certain words, they sound worse than what they are because, hey, again, slavery and its truth, right? Because being in the truth, it comes, is a certain way that we conduct ourselves. It's a lifestyle representatives of Yahweh Shema Shai. So we have to walk a certain way. We have to conduct ourselves a certain way. And with that being said, you know, we can't. We had the scriptures talk about killing off the old man, right? We can't be a nigga in this truth, or the man that, or women that we used to be in the world. We can't. That's why we have to be born again, taught all over again, right? Because the scriptures as well go into how, basically characteristics of who we were prior to this truth. There's no room for that in the kingdom. All right, there's not going to be any niggerism in the kingdom. You see, and it starts with, for one, a mindset that we have to develop. All right, and again, our conduct, the way that we conduct ourselves. You see, that's what this truth is about. So, with that being said, again, I'm gonna get this real quick before I ramble. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5 says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. So you see, all right, again, because we are slaves, prisoners of Yahweh Shema Shai, but like I said, it sounds worse than what it is. All right, because we love it, you know. And that was another thing that the elder Yashawamba gave you, some of the points that he was making is about how some jakes, or a lot of jakes that lead the truth, whatever lead the truth, but they might depart from Great Millstone. They're no longer a part of Great Millstone, and oftentimes they'll come out about how they're free, they've been liberated, to basically, in the scriptures talk about, to fulfill their own lust, the lust of the flesh, and do what you want to do, basically. Because again, when you want to serve Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, you know, you can't do what you want to do, And this is why we have to bring every thought that's against Yahweh Shema Shai, because again, being in this society, all right, we're taught to live contrary to Yahweh Shema Shai. So you see, like I said, when we come into this truth, we have to we have to kill off that old man and become new creatures, born again. Right. So again, in 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. Because again, with this being in this thing of ours, man, it's, All right. So again, like I was saying, everything that is against Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, especially the things that we think and because this flesh has a mind of its own. So, you know, with that being said, again, the flesh wants to do its own thing, but we have to bring those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions that's contrary to Yahweh Shema Shai. We have to bring it under subjection. We have to put it into slavery, into captivity, and walk in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You see, now again, it all goes back to slavery and its truth, as the title goes, because again, man, in this thing of ours, that's what it is. It's slavery. And like I said, words sound, the being in this Western society, man, it sounds worse than what it is. But when I say slavery and its truth, slaves for Yahweh Shema Shai, hey, we love it. It's a good thing, because if you're in servitude to, and real quick, could you put it like this, in a negative sense, all right, and on the left hand, so to say, because when you're in servitude to someone that has your best interest of heart, hey, it doesn't even really feel like captivity, because if you're in servitude if you're in slavery under captivity under someone that's looking out for your best, that has your best interest at heart, then hey, you're gonna love every second of it. You're gonna love it. So when I say slavery, immediately people think the worst. When again, we're slaves in this truth. We're slaves to Yahweh Shema Shai, but we love it. And that's the point I want to make. That we love it because the Lord has our best interest at heart. Everything that Yahweh Shema Shai, everything that He promotes, it's productive, proactive. It leads to life, everlasting. You see now, as I was saying, because in a negative sense, all right, hey, being that 2/3 of our people, they have Stockholm syndrome, right? They develop this love connection, right? To where they just, they love massa, Well, why is that? Because for one, the goodies that Esau has given to 2/3 of our people, So with that being said, 2/3 they've developed this mindset like, hey man, this isn't so bad. Esau isn't so bad, because all the little perks and the gimmicks that Esau has given to 2/3 of our people. Well, hey, that's on the left hand, right? That's on the left hand. That's in a negative sense. How much more Yahweh Shema Shai, who really does have our best interests at heart? Because again, it leads to life, everlasting. So when I say slavery, all right, like I said, immediately people think the worst. And going back to the elder Yashawoma's point about how a lot of Jake that depart mainly from Great Millstone, right? They go on, a lot of them go on to talk about how they've been liberated, they free, and they try to encourage others, when that's just not how this works, all right? That's just not how this works, man. There's order over here. There's a standard that we have to live by. But again, it's for our good, it's for our betterment and our benefit. You see? So slavery, again, when I titled this with that, I titled it, it's a good thing. We love it. You see? Let me get this. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1 in the NLT. Is it the NLT? Oh yeah. I mean, you could just read it in the regular King James version. There's another precept that I had in mind that when you read in the NLT, it talks about, I believe it was the Apostle Paul as well, but there's another precept. It goes into how when you read it in the NLT, it goes into being a slave. I think it was Apostle Paul. He said being a slave to Yahweh Shema Shai, right? Because that's what we are. We're slaves to Yahweh Shema Shai, and we love it because it's the Lord. He's not doing us any harm. He's not doing us wrong. Again, the Lord has our best interests at heart. So Ephesians 4:1, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of vocation wherewith ye are called. So you see, that's the point. All right, being prisoners, being slaves, captives for Yahweh Shema Shai. We're slaves in this truth. Because hey, again, um, like I said, man, just the fact that we got to conduct ourselves a certain way, we have to walk a certain way. All right, trying to be as righteous as possible. Because again, being in this flesh, which is subject to sin, well, we have to cast that off. And if it goes against you, how about Shema Shai? Hey, we got to bring it under captivity, bring it under subjection to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, to the obedience of Yahweh Shema Shai. You see, let me get this last one because I know this phone is about to die, bro. Yeah, this phone's about to die. So just real quick, in Ephesians chapter 5, and this might have been what I wanted. No, that's not it, but we're gonna read it anyways. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 22. It says, "Wives," because again, like I mentioned in the beginning, all right, having a conversation sometimes with women, which I don't typically teach women. This is not for them. They're not going to get it, but the Spirit has it to where, every now and then I do, break certain things down, to certain women, right? And of course they don't like it because, these women, they're westernized, man. They're too westernized, so nevertheless, the truth is still going to be the truth, all right? The Lord's standard is still going to be his standard either way, regardless of how you feel about it, all right? Because the same way that we're slaves for Yahweh Shema Shai, hey, you women are supposed to be slaves to the men. And like I said, when you say that in this society, especially in this Western culture, immediately you get an adverse reaction. You get a negative reaction, all right? Y'all talk about being slaves. Well, again, just like being slaves to Yahweh Shema Shai, and we love it, because the Lord, he has our best interests at heart. Well, hey, to you women that come under subjection to a man of the Lord, all right, you're his prisoner, you're his slave, because hey, even more so in the kingdom, you women are going to be slaves. You're going to be our slaves. But again, when I say that, it's not, you think the worst case scenario, like you're going to be chained up in some basement somewhere. No, man, you're just going to be under complete order, in complete order, under subjection to that man, all right, and you're going to love it. See, that's the thing, you're going to love it, man. Because hey, the Israelite man, if you have a man in his right mind, right, an Israelite man, hey, he's gonna have your best interest at heart. So you're gonna love it. The same way being slaves to Yahweh Shema Shai, we love it. So Ephesians 5 and 22, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. So you see, man, all right. Like I said, hey, to the women, you're supposed to be slaves, our slaves, just like we're slaves for Yahweh Shema Shai. But again, man, I just want to drive the point about how it sounds worse than what it is, because you will love it. We love being slaves, prisoners. We love being captives for Yahweh Shema Shai. We love it, and you women, you're gonna love it as well. In due time, right? It says, "For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything." You see? So whatever the Israelite man, that husband, your husband, all right, whatever his standard is, hey, it's going to be for the betterment of that household, man, for everyone involved, all parties involved. The same way, hey, we're slaves to Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, and we live to his standard to the best of our ability, all right. And again, it's it's for the Lord has our best interests at heart. So again, man, using that term slaves, right, prisoners, however you want to word it, it sounds worse than what it is, because we love it. We love being slaves for Yahweh Shema Shai. We're slaves in his truth. We're slaves in his truth, man, and we love it. It sounds worse than what it is, but we love it. All right, we love it, because with it, hey, there comes nothing but assets that's beneficial to us, and that way we can further the Lord's enterprise. All right. You know, we learn to walk uprightly with integrity, right? The video yesterday, you know, going into the virtues of patience and all these different virtues and, you know, spiritual values. We become better individuals, right? And that way we can in turn, you know, further the Lord's enterprise, man. So this all comes with being in slavery, in captivity, prisoners to the standard of Yahweh Shema Shah. Because again, being slaves in His truth, that's what essentially that's what it is, man. You know, submitting ourselves, subjecting ourselves to the standard of Yahweh Shema Shah, and conducting ourselves a certain way that's beneficial for us. You see, so that was just edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Shema Shah. Shalom to you. Hopefully, like until next time, Lord willing.